up, son?
Right on.
Thanks for coming, bro.
Yes, thanks for having me. Right
Absolutely.
on. Appreciate it.
So, in your own words, please give them your intro. Let them know the Don D story, the intro, the origin. You know?
Yeah, my name is Don D, and I'm a musician. I write music, I record it, I'm on stage, I do my thing, and so much more. Like, what can I say? I'm going to start off. I mean, like I said, it's very cool to be back in this like neighborhood right over here. A lot of history over here. Actually, went to school probably maybe within 10 minutes from here, and then same thing. My cousin's auntie's house was just right here, so we got just running around doing whatever we got to do.
Denver native then.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So this is home.
Good for you.
This is home. Yes.
So when I asked you, you were talking about how you're getting ready to start dropping music, but you're also looking on implementing more consistent daily practices.
Most definitely.
Life.
Yes.
What are some of those daily practices, the day-to-day and the discipline? What kind of basis are you on through?
Yes. Yeah. So one of the biggest thing, and I'm sure that you can relate to, and a lot of like-minded people do the same thing or so, but of course, definitely incorporate the music, the artistry, whether that's just writing little bits, whether that's just going over certain things. But I feel like that's also the music side of thing and the business side of thing are also they mesh together, but they're two different things. You know what I mean? So of course they go hand in hand, but that might be another source of maybe implementing like certain practices every day, focusing on that, whether it's just a little bit of time or whatever it may need to be. And then same thing, if you can spend a little bit of time, just as far as it goes, mind, body, and soul really is what it breaks down to. If you can exercise just something within those three things, at least once a day, I mean, you're good. And little bit by bit, it stacks up. It becomes who you are, and I think that's a very important thing when it comes to just, I mean, being a person. I mean, that's what it is.
So I do manage artists from time to time, and I have in my management system, part of what you were saying, the mind, body, and soul thing. I accompany all of that into like the human aspect, right?
Yeah.
And then we have three other departments, which are there's four total: human, business, growth, and the artist.
Okay.
Right. So the human and the artist, those are like who we are as people, right? But the business and the growth are what we have to do. And if you can separate those and compartmentalize them, man, you'll be more successful. So I super agree with that. You know what I mean? Split it off into little chunks, make it easier on yourself. You don't have to do it all in one day.
100%.
Right? So you also mentioned that you are going to be on a tour coming up soon.
Yes.
How did that come together?
So I was talking to, shout out to Hip, shout out to Tef, on Concert App. Yes, all love with them. Matter of fact, that's how we ended up getting connected as far as it goes, just meeting up at that side studio session or so. But anyways, with them, I was talking to Tef, and he said that he was talking to a few different artists, and they wanted to set up like a few different things, and he's like, this would be the next thing, and I'd like to do that, go over some different cities. So I sent him over, pretty much came up with this little game plan. I sent him over the information about that, and then we're setting that up. It'll be sometime this summer. Got a few shows lined up before then, but it'll be pretty much, going. Of course, I'll be doing different cities within Colorado, but I'll be doing like some bordering states. Plan to go like New Mexico.
Perfect.
Probably gonna be going to like Phoenix, somewhere, just around those kind of,
regional markets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good for you. It's smart. So one thing that comes with that amount of work and, like you said, those daily practices, but with a tour coming up, is you have to be prepared for the amount of consistency that comes with it. You can't turn it off while you're on tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of I'll say local, right? Not that we're not local and we like being local, but anybody who's stuck in the city all the time, you can have bad days and you can turn it off and hide in the house and whatever. When you're stuck on tour, you do not get that choice.
I love that.
Show is tonight. You know what I mean? How do you approach that?
That's be present. This is the idea. This is one of the things that we've been aiming for. So be present, be grateful that you got the opportunity to do it. And the idea is, I feel like that would be something that weeds people out pretty fast if they're not willing to, do that, and especially be excited about that. I can understand people being nervous or so, but turn that nervousness into like excitement, like turn that into something good. And this is, again, that's one of the main things that not even necessarily main thing, but that's one of those things that I feel like as artists we look forward to. If you do enjoy yourself on stage, everybody's a little bit different. Myself, I feel like that's like my natural habitat. And anytime I do a show, I'm like, man, I could do that. I'll do it next day, you know, and same thing. So for me, I feel like it's just it's naturally given that I don't know, like I'm gonna be having a good time. I'm gonna be enjoying every single moment of it.
You're blessed to be there.
Yes, you know, I recognize the opportunity. I recognize what's going on. So, and I feel like when you do that, you soak up the most of it, and that'd be the best way to approach it.
And another thing I think that's important is to remember is that shit is over as quick as it starts. So take as much as you can in while you're there.
That's life, right?
Like fuck it, you got a little cold, bro. Fucking man up and go get on stage, you know, because you might not get another stage next year.
Things happen for reasons. That's, you know, and it's all for us.
So you have new music coming out soon.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Yes. So I'm just cooking up. I remember talking to you previously, but there's several producers and just artists that I work with more than often. And with them, we've got different projects going on per studio. The most recent one I was working with my producer, like this is my guy, like this is like one of my mentors, Noe De Leon. Shout out to Noe. Yes, like he came together with this track and he sent it to me a little bit ago, and you know it's still the beat's called Metro Station. We're gonna see what the song. It might just stay that, you know what I mean? But he ended up sending this beat to me a little bit ago, and sometimes you got to kind of go back and revisit stuff. I'm very specific about what I put in my music, so I had to backtrack on this one, and I didn't like what I did at the time, so I ended up revisiting it. And then what we came up with is just, you know, it was just, the idea was for it to be just like water, just fluid, and it very much did that. And then I let him do his touch on it, and he had all these great ideas, and he hits me back with what he did. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is dope. Like I'll have to share it with you. So, but it's that one's gonna be releasing a month from now. So that'll be coming out. It should be right around closer to 417, 420ish kind of range or so. But yeah.
Now, one track that I did notice when I was going through your stuff is I think it's with somebody else called like Napalm.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that a collaborative track too?
So that was a track that I did a few years back, and man, there's a lot of history with that track right over there. So, but that was with a previous producer that I used to work with.
Okay.
That was the way that I got that. The way that I got that idea was I actually heard a song. I don't know if you're familiar with the artist Tom McDonald. He put a song out there called
Not Racist.
So the song that first song that I ever heard from him was what is it? I can't remember if it's called. I can't remember exactly the name of it or so. What it's called, like no mercy, no hostage, no something like that. Whatever it is. But he was just flowing. He was just spitting like consistent. There was no hook. There was no bridge. He was just, and I was like, oh my gosh! And every single thing that he was saying, I was like, woo. So immediately when I heard that, I was like, I want to do something like that real quick. So we cooked up a fun beat. We cooked up like just something that was, like had some impact, and especially for the time and stuff that was going on. Like
I want to note something you just said.
Please, yes.
He said we cooked up a fun beat. He didn't say we opened up YouTube, bitch. He said we cooked up a fun beat.
Absolutely.
That is so huge, bro.
Yes,
That makes you so much more elemental of an artist. And I was wondering that when I heard it. I'm like, it sounded like this nigga was really locked in the studio full time, beginning to end conceptually on this song.
Yes, no, and most definitely, 100%. Absolutely. So that's what it was. And homie picked up exactly what it was, and he put it into the track. And then I already knew, I don't know, the lyrics just came very naturally, I see a dove in a war zone, the contrast between that, Trump, you hear those horns blow, like this, you can listen to the track, I'm sure you heard it or so, but everything that I say inside there, so it's very visual, and it's like napalm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's hard, man. That's hard. Looking back at your catalog, is there any other record you might have felt like never got its fair shot? Maybe it's just underrated.
Cool thing is, like I was mentioning, every song is a little bit diverse. Every song is a little bit different or so. One of my favorite tracks that's released about a year ago is called Drifters. And that song right there, probably one of my favorite songs that I've done. It's definitely one of my favorite ones. And there's a video to that one too. Shout out to my cousin Alex, Maya, Noe. He also directed that video right there. Shout out to Josh at the lab. Love for all of them. Homeboy at he's a fantastic artist, and he has a gallery off of Santa Fe Art District. Okay. And we shot the video over there. And it's a very powerful song. Shout out to Mike too. He let us, film it in his garage too, and he's also featured on there too. He's the father on there.
We fuck
But
with Mike.
what was that? Yes,
We fuck with
yes,
Mike.
100%. We definitely do. Yes, but if you get a chance, check that one out. Drifters is a very powerful song, and one of the things that I incorporate and I understand with the music is it's going to be here longer than we are, and that's something that I make sure that the music doesn't expire. It has to be able to be passed. It continues, and that's one of the big ones that I made sure would. I mean, it's a generational kind of track, and if you get a chance to listen to it, the song's called Drifters. Play that, listen to it, and that's definitely one of my favorite ones that we got to do right there. Cool. It's a very powerful song.
Has your sound shifted, you think, from your earliest releases to where you are now?
Most definitely, yes. Like I can hear some of the original tracks and I wouldn't say. I mean, I'd say that the hunger's always there, but as we continue to elevate and grow, you see things differently, and you move differently, and you become a little bit more strategic. At least that's the plan. That's the idea of it.
Yeah.
And
if you're doing it right.
Yes. And I can hear how I guess with earlier tracks, I would feel like I was forcing things more, and I can hear it within my voice. And when I took a step back and slowed down a little bit of what I'm doing, and I always made sure that there was still context within it. There's always had to be that, but I definitely came to a different approach where, it's just a little bit more, I guess, fluid. I don't know if I should say that or so, but it's more natural. I feel like it's just more naturally coming. Yes.
So in general, we all know this, but people don't lock in on lyrics anymore the way they used to. One, why is that? And two, can you give me an example of that in real time?
Most definitely, yeah. That's there's different, when people listen to music, some people first hear the beat. Everybody hears little things different. Like some people might hear the music, the beat itself right there. Some people might hear the context, the lyrics, what's going on right there. People might hear a mesh. Some people might have to hear the song a few more times. And I'm somebody that likes to hear the song a few more times. But there's certain things that will, at least in this time in my life, will turn me off, like immediately from a song. And it's all good, to each his own. It's art, do what you think, do your thing, regardless. But with a badass beat, I feel like there should also be some badass lyrics and context on it. And sometimes those lyrics that people put on songs don't increase the value of the song. It actually brings it down for me.
That's a huge thing. Increase the value of this product overall. Don't just get on there to show off or whatever. That's huge.
Absolutely.
And there'll be times I'm in the studio and I'll hear some shit from the next studio over and I'm like, that's not that good. Like, why are you continuing to rap that? Like, I don't know. But I get what you're saying.
No, I mean, it's sometimes it's easier just to go with something that's already existed versus being authentic to the craft.
Do you think that the streaming era or the 15-second content era contributed to the downfall of lyrics, or is that too simple?
That's, I don't even want to cut that down as too simple. That's just a good way to put it, because that's what it is. Like that's a good, that's a good point. And just the attention span.
Yep.
When it keeps the people's attention or something, and the shock factor to be able to grasp somebody right away, to reel them in and be like, oh, hold up, that's what it is. I feel like that's one of those things that saturated being true to what they were. Instead of them trying to put something that has, like essence and stuff, they're just trying to throw it on the wall real quick to make it splat. And that's cool, it might get attention for what it is or so, but it's not, it don't have the substance. It's not, it's not good for you,
I have to explain to my young friends and my kid, I'm like, we were really bored back in the day. This is what we did to pass the time, not scroll. There was no scrolling. And if we were on a computer, that's cool. We were just on Google. And Google was not the AI shit that it is today. For them, it's like, how could you get through a whole album? It's like, bro, I got through the whole album 10 times in a day just because that's what I was doing that day. That was my pastime. So I just feel like that's a missed out piece of just childhood in general, being able to go to the store, grab your favorite album, go home with it, open up the poster, all of it, bro.
100%. It was much more. It was an experience,
Mm-hmm.
and artists also put that within the music. I looked at it like this. I remember going to New Mexico. We went to the Miahuac Museum, and this was the first time I went out there. I went with my cousin and my tia and her boyfriend at the time, and shout out to the fam.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, when we were out there, I remember trying to take it all in, and I was looking at everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I was feeling what they did. And then my cousin was like, let's get through this. Let's go. And I was like, here, just go ahead, do your thing. You're fine. He's like, I want to make sure that I see everything. And I said at that moment, I was like, I feel like if you're trying to see everything, you're missing the point of this right now. You got to take it in right over here. Like it's instead of trying to take it all within one. Same thing with the music. Like it's all revisit it.
Yeah.
You're gonna notice more. You're gonna notice it differently. It's just like watching a movie. You're gonna notice something different every single time.
Yeah.
And again, go at your own pace. But it doesn't make sense. There was a good example. I'm trying to remember who was talking about that. I remember watching this kind of interview, but they were talking about with music, the idea is not to get to the end of it. The idea is not to just skip to the end. That's not the climax. If not, songs would be just like a quick second. It's a journey.
Yeah.
You want to go with it.
Immerse yourself.
Exactly, immerse it. You want to trust the process and go with it. So you gotta lend your ears. Of course, understand things catchy right there. So, but sometimes you gotta lend your ears a little bit more just to be able to get past the line. It's like reading a book. You can't get the book within the next five pages. You gotta read it.
Speaking of books, who are some of the writers, whether it was rappers, authors, poets, that made you want to pick up a pen or feel like you had something to say on the mic?
Yeah, so, going back to like just albums, to sit down, it might be the best album I've heard, like still is that Kendrick Lamar one, the Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper.
Okay.
Like him just with his writing, I feel like there's certain artists that are on a different level. They're in a different plateau with their writing, and and you could tell with the context because it's not as material. Sure, they got earthly matter, they got all the stuff, they got life in it, but it's so much more than just what this is right over here. And there's certain artists that hit that plateau when it comes to their writing. That album right there, just the way that they just meshed that together was just, oh my gosh, it was out of this world. Nipsey Hussle's a big one. He just, again, he's one that stayed true to his craft and also continue to elevate because he, a very focused man, just like somebody that you can learn from. And I'm big on people that you can learn from and grasp things from. And
Victory Lap tattoo right here.
What's up?
I have Victory Lap tattoo.
Yes, respect. Yes, absolutely. So respect to all these people and the legacy he left because, again, that's that music that doesn't expire. That's that writing that doesn't expire.
Hell yeah.
But those are just a couple right off the bat. Right off the bat, I gotta say.
So now that you have developed your own sound and identity from these examples, right? You've also imagined creating your own genre. Who gave you that advice, and do you think it changed how you actually approach making music?
Most definitely, yeah. That was something that Noe gave me, and we were sitting in the studio again, and this dude, God bless him, man. This stuff's so cool. He was talking to me and he's telling me he's always somebody that gets me thinking bigger and bigger. And it's wild because every time I step into that studio, he blows my mind right here at this last session, but then he goes even bigger. And I'm like, man, I was thinking here. Now I'm thinking here. Then he's got me up here. And I'm like, I don't even know how far, I don't even know what the limit is. Like it's wild. It's wild stuff. But he's somebody that said that. He's like, think about your music. Like, what if you create your own genre? This is something he told me years ago. What if you create your own genre? Like think about that. He's telling me crazy stuff. He's like, imagine doing a show on the moon. And I was like, what? He's like, for real. He's like, that'll be something one day. And this is some crazy stuff, like it, but he's always got me thinking to that next level as far as it goes and seeing that, again, we're capable of doing anything. Like we truly are, man. It's like electrifying. Like this stuff's wild, bro.
You got chills.
But yes, but that's the man that said the same thing with the genre because he said this music genre bending, and don't be afraid to play around with different songs and different genres and different music because we grow
a few times.
Yeah, it's like mixed. It's like cooking up in the kitchen. You don't want to just stick with one type of food. When it's like there's different types out there too.
And your first cake will not be perfect.
Exactly, and it's okay if you don't like the way that it came out. At least you did that. At least you played with it. You don't got to share it with everybody. You could at least know that you did that. But it's good to pick up new tools, pick up new new skills. I mean, this is life.
So with you, Noe, The FKD guys that you were talking about, the formerly known delinquents, you
Yes,
guys are
yes.
still making music together, or is it just like a community that type thing where you support them, they support you?
So with the formerly known delinquents, that's Matt Fink. He's
Okay.
a phenomenal, just musician, like just beautiful at what he does, and just a beautiful human being in general. Him and Noe, they have collaborated. Like they've
Okay.
known each other. They've been in the building. They've been
Okay.
created music and everything like that. So they've known each other. My homie Transit's this mad, like he's a mad scientist. The boy's a genius. Like again, he's a songwriter, producer, you name it. And I'm still waiting to get those people in the building. I want to
All
get
at the
him and
same
know
time, same place.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
things come together when they're
Yeah.
supposed to. Everything always happens the way it is or
I
so.
felt that.
But same thing with Transit. Like we've done plenty of songs. We got a lot of unreleased tracks that we're going to be putting out this year as well.
It's cool.
But he's another one. So it is good. The best analogy and I'm sure the best analogy that I could put with this is like superheroes. You know what I mean? It's like the idea of this is you want to be able to have your standalone comic
Mm-hmm.
and be able to do your things and be able to go about
Mm-hmm.
yourself on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get together with these other superheroes, then you form these
The
groups.
powers that be.
Yes,
Yeah.
then you get like the Avengers, you get the Justice League, you get all these people meshing together, so you create something epic.
Oh God.
And that's the beautiful thing about just the community over here is I feel like a lot of people are much rather on seeing people get on
Mm-hmm.
because there is space and we're growing. I saw seeing that just at that award show, like seeing it as a community. I love that. Same thing with these sessions, like nobody's acting funny, there's no weird energy in the building. These egos are like, it's okay because we all recognize each other. It's like it's art. We're doing it for the right reasons. I feel like at least the majority of us are. I feel that's how I feel, and that's what I see.
So that I would define that as like our Denver underground,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And that Denver underground scene has been building for a while. But from where you stand, what is the scene still missing?
I want to say that I don't know if it's necessarily stage or like a spot, a plateau or something like that, but I feel like it's still it's fine tuning it's fine tuning its identity. It's fine tuning what it's not necessarily it's basically its foundation. It's fine tuning its foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like every single artist, shout out to everybody doing this, continue to grow, continue to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also certain artists that I recognize. I'm like, that's part of that foundation right there. That's part of that foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as it continues to build together, when we got this house, this place, this foundation, this spot, then it's going to be able to branch off from those, and then it's going to continue to bloom and blossom. It's almost like a tree that is consisting of multiple seeds and then meshing together. So, but I feel like all it needs is just time, the right people doing the right things, as we know what that is, and then things are just going to continue to flow exactly right where it needs to be, and then it's there.
For sure.
It's there.
Yeah, bro. I hate, like, again, when I manage artists lately, what I've been realizing is the best thing that you can do for yourself as an independent artist right now in a 2-year time frame is stay on the blogs. Like, I hate to say it because obviously I'm a platform, so I'm not demeaning myself as a platform, but I almost, as a rapper, when I was just only a rapper, I didn't want the platforms to be this significant. Now that they are, if you can play that game the right way without making a fool of yourself, which a lot of people do make a fool of themselves, if you can be on the blogs consistently in the right ways, that's your intro to the fame game. And I'm not going to say that that's going to make you succeed as an artist, though. And I think that people love those ideas to be together, and they're not together. You can play the fame game, and I know how to get you in the fame game. But that, like you said, that foundation as an artist, you can't pay for that. You can't create that. You can't fake that, right? So once you have that foundation as an artist, then you got to play the fucking pay-for-play game and go with the platforms. Even like what we're doing today, right? And I'm not demeaning myself and my platform, but what I'm asking is, do you think that, okay, let's take a straight shot. Do you think that Mile High Minute needs artists, or artists need Mile High Minute? Because I just feel like he's an easy target, and this is not me hating on Mile High Minute at all. I'm just using that as just like an easy example.
So Mile High Minute, like, get me familiar really quickly or so, because I'm not as familiar. I can't say.
That's even doper. So Mile High Minute is the biggest Instagram page in the vein of blogger, hip hop blogger.
Okay.
So if you see big artists like not even big, but like active artists like Hazy OPE, they call him AP. FBP West, they're always getting posted on this blog, which is Mile High Minute.
Gotcha.
And that's interesting to me that it's not even in your frame of view. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's like one of the biggest things that we all strive for is to lead on Brenton's page. Now, Brenton and I, we know each other behind the scenes. He reaches out to me for business stuff and vice versa. But the reason I say all that is like, okay, imagine I said Say Cheese or World Star. That's like Denver's version of that. And I use those because Brenton and the guy who runs Say Cheese, Sean Cotton, they're friends in real life.
Okay.
So imagine Say Cheese or World Star. Do they need rappers or do rappers need them?
They need rappers. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It's feeding the machine. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't feed the machine, then you ain't got a machine. Mm-hmm. It's just there. It's the same thing. The rappers are the fuel. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I feel like this is going back to what I'm talking about, people with these plateaus or so. Certain writers being at a certain plateau. Certain people, certain just human beings being at a certain focus, while other people are being right over here. So, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Everything's okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay. But I'm just saying, with that, the shit that's been going on and the shit that's been unveiling into my life, like, again, I was already seeing, like, here, you know what I mean? But when you see that this is just one spot of this, and then you can keep doing that, it's like these little things, these targets change. You know what I mean?
Okay, so targets change. Statistically, as of the year 2025, and this is just data, this is not my opinion, because my opinion is exactly what you just said. I'm right there behind you. The rappers fuel the economy entirely, because if not, you wouldn't keep signing us and then profiting off us when we die, right?
No, that's heavy. But that's real though.
Statistically, on YouTube and other interview platforms, rappers are doing less views than the people who manage the rappers, or the people who had sex with the rappers, or people who just are there to talk about all the things the rappers won't. How, like, that's almost to say rappers aren't doing numbers. No, the private life of rappers is doing numbers, and y'all don't, and the rappers don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah, I hear you.
It's a weird catch-22, because people like Selena Powell and Whack 100 will be doing numbers over Blueface.
Okay.
Right? But then Blueface is the reason that Selena Powell and Whack 100 have a story to talk about.
I hear you. Yeah.
So so again, it's like you said, the targets change because the kids want to hear from the salacious side of things. Whereas the rapper thinks that the music is still just fueling that economy. It's not the music fueling the economy. Yes, it is the rapper, but it's the story behind the rapper. And anybody who's willing to come give more story, just outsource the rapper for their own story.
Man, that's some shit.
Right?
You said it well.
It's fucked up, bro. Yeah. It pisses me, as a rapper, right? It pisses me the fuck off. But the quicker we can get involved and realize that, maybe we'll take control of our own narrative and be willing to give more of our own stories, be more personal, be more vulnerable. And hopefully people will see themselves in us and connect with it, right? So that Selena Powell doesn't have to go give away your story.
Beautifully said.
But you know, that's all said in jokes. You're actually a family man, and I know that. You're not a Selena Powell type nigga.
Yes, sir.
You have 3 ladies in your life. You want to shout them out on platforms?
Yes.
You know, if it's your business.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, no, shout out to fam. Yeah. No. Beautiful. Jordan at home. Yes. Just. Gosh, fantastic woman. Like, talk about somebody that you can continue to grow with. You know, I mean, I feel like when you get with the right person, that lets you be yourself, and you let them be themselves, and then you guys just continue to stack and and just better. But again, it's not about being better than one another. It's about bettering each other together. You know, I mean, and again, we're building. So, and she comes from strong foundations. Like her mom and pops, huge. Like that's a big thing right there that's too. So huge. But love her, yeah. So shout out to Jordan. I love you, baby. And then 2 girls, got Coco and Layla at home. Huge. So yes, and then just total sweethearts. Just again, superpowers, bro. Like I can't, just getting started with those kids. Like You know, it's magic. It's magic. So
Yeah, I'm a girl dad too, bro. So yes,
yes,
shit's nice. I'll
yes.
tell you what. Because we're men, right? And because if we had little boys, it'd be a lot harder for us as men, maybe. But then the girls, vice versa, right? Like the ladies are like, oh, this little girl, blah blah. I want a little boy, and it's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm a little boy for sure. Little
They're
badass
definitely
kids.
it's definitely anytime that I'm with like when we go to see their cousins and stuff because they got the two little boys, definitely way more rambunctious. And then
Hell yeah.
seeing my little cousin Ashton too, just kicking it with him for a day. And it's funny because I'm talking to my cousin Joe, and he's like, you see the difference between the boys and the girls? I'm like, man, big difference right over here. So these dudes, but you know, you gotta love them. You know, it's happy with happy with whatever. But yeah, it's
On the
it's
artist
awesome.
side of things, what's your plan to make sure all that foundation stays solid?
Yeah, stay on top of
when you're
it.
touring, right?
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's part of it. Like that's part of it. I want to continue to do that. And again, things are unfolding, and this is going back to the beginning, talking about just that daily practice, just getting at it bit by bit every day, and continue to stay on that or so because it can get easy just to. I mean, like it's easy just to be able just to chill, and just do whatever. You know, I mean, it's fine. You know, like we always as humans it's natural to go to the path of least resistance or so, but to be able to stick with certain practices and stick with certain things, that's going to be the stuff that actually like chips at it. And it's one of those things. Bit by bit, it stacks up and makes a difference. And with that, that's the key. That's the recipe to be able to be ready for when these opportunities align and come together. And also being out there and doing the work as well.
Definitely.
That's what it is. It's being ready.
Definitely.
Being ready.
Well, man, I wish you luck with the tour. I know you'll do great with the family, but tour is more of a gamble, right? Tell the people where they can find you. You have new music coming out, how they can stream that. You know what I'm saying, and what to look out for.
Yes. So just Google Dime D. If you type in Dime D, I'll pop up. When it comes to D, it's DEE. That's something that people forget or so sometimes. But anyways, look that up. I'm on every single platform. Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, whatever you have, I'm on it. Videos, if you guys want to see some videos, of course, YouTube's going to be right there. You can catch all the stuff. But like I said, just Google me. I'll pop up, and then that'll give you all the sources. Got a couple shows coming up, too. So, there's look at me. You can always find me on Instagram as well. And contact me directly. Like, I'll get back to you as soon as I get the opportunities to. But, yeah, it's that's be the best places to find me right there.
Good shit, bro. Yeah, well, thank you for coming, man.
Yes.
Dime D, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate that.